Hey everybody, Straight Bullshit Corner. Welcome to the final video of the installation of the aux locker. Today's video is going to be finishing mounting the manual cable for the aux locker, where I routed it on my Jeep TJ, where I went through in the floorboards, where it ended up going finally, and how I went and set it up following the instructions. So it's too early to drink beer, but I need a frickin' haircut, so let's get to work. So the next step is setting up the locker. It says we need 5/8 between this piece and the thread, so let's line that up. Supposed to apply some Loctite to it, so now I'm going to screw the piece on. So that part's in. Now we got to put that in, and you loosen the two screws in the front, and this allows this to turn, and then you snug it up till there's no more play in the shifter here, and that's attained by removing the knob. So that's screwed in. At this point here, there's no more play. So I'm going to put the knob and everything back on. Now before we engage the aux locker, make sure your transfer case is in neutral. And lift up one tire, because it should spin freely. And now when I go inside and engage the locker, it should kick in, hopefully. Okay. Now we'll turn the tire. There we go. We're locked in now. And then should be able to disengage it. Once it disengage, I should be able to give it some turns, and we're free. So the next step is I welded the bracket to a little piece of metal. And then I'm going to fit it right there so I can mount it up. Well, I got the bracket welded in there, and if you're welding in the vehicle, always make sure you got a fire extinguisher ready. If it's got the little tab on it, make sure you got something close by that you can cut it. Otherwise, you don't want to burn your vehicle up. Alright, let's see if this works. Lock the locker, turn the tire. Oh yeah, locked in. Pull her back. Free spool, she's good to go. I kind of wanted to have it back further, but due to the length of my cable and the bend in the cable, I didn't want to create more stress on it to get the axle locked in or out. So I put it right there. It's kind of like the natural lay of where the cable wanted to end up going. It doesn't affect me when I'm driving. I just have to reach down a little bit and grab it, and boom, it's done. So in the end, that's where I ended up mounting the aux cable. I used a hole in the floor. Focus. I used a hole in the floor that came up and went around. That worked out perfectly, instead of coming through here like I was talking about earlier. So that part's in and that's done. Okay, in the end I'm going to run down how I did. I put a rubber tube around the cable sheath here and tightened it down with two metal clamps, not super tight because I don't want to pinch into the cable. And then I ran my cable up and I left it loose up through here. And then it went through the floor joist right there, and then I siliconed the shit out of it to seal it up. And I'll show you how it looks at the front. So coming out of the aux box, I put another sheath right around here, just because if it starts to like brush up on something, it'll help protect the cable. And then, I don't know, probably in the future, I'll end up changing it out to something else, like an air locker or electronic, I'm not sure yet. And then of course how it looks in the cab itself, right beside the transfer case shifter. Okay, that pretty much sums it up for the last video of installing the aux locker in the front. Any other problems, issues I may have afterwards will show up in future videos. The locker's set up the way it's supposed to be in the manual with the 5/8 and everything else, and it engages and disengages. The true test will come when they actually use it. If it pops out of gear, I'm going to have to make some adjustments. But anyways, that'll be covered in future videos if I have any problems. Anyways, other than that, if you have any questions or comments, post them below. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll fucking drink some beer later. It's way too early.